The Joe Rogan Experience.
It's crazy that these moments happen where something changes in the sport and everybody goes, oh, let's do that. And then a lot of people start doing it. Like when Anderson knocked out Vitor with that front kick to the face.
Yes.
And everybody's like, oh, yeah, you can throw that shit to the face.
Yeah.
And then you saw a lot of it. You saw a lot of guys winning that way.
Which is funny because when you take MMA and people need to remember what it stands for. And people for the longest time were like, oh, let's just wrestle and let's do Muay Thai. Mm-hmm. It was, like, oh, okay, we'll do a little bit of boxing and some wrestling. They never went outside that box. And then guys like Stephen Thomson and Machida came in, now you see MVP. But when you see these guys, they're bringing in a different dynamic that works for them. Now, granted, they've been doing it their whole life. So you're not going to be able to adapt everything that they do. Yeah. But you can steal a couple little things from them. I don't know if you recall, but I was like the first guy that did that little... I used to use my heel to your thigh in the clinch against the fence. I did it to Yves Edwards. And Yves like, you're such an asshole. He's like, I couldn't walk for a week, because I was just healing him. Boom, boom, boom. And that fight was only in the first round, and so you have things like that. And then BJ Penn said with Matt Serra kept punching him right in the hip bone. Mm-hmm. He's like, and I kid you not, and BJ's like, for almost 2 weeks, I couldn't walk. He's like, I had to limp because he had fucked up my hip.
Wow.
So little things make a big difference. I wonder, when they got rid of that from the guard, remember those kicks to the
kidneys?
To the kidneys, they got rid of those. I don't know if they're back now or not.
I don't know why they got rid of those. Yeah. Why is it okay to kick you in the head? It's not okay to kick your kidney?
No idea.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but
isn't it also interesting that the back of the head, the back of the head's illegal, but when you roundhouse kick a guy in the head, a lot of times you're hitting him
your
in the back
foot
of the
wraps
head.
around the back of the head.
But it's not illegal.
Well, explain this one to me.
Right.
It's
down
like
elbow.
that. Yeah,
so
the down elbow is the dumbest thing
It's the
ever.
only reason why John Jones has a loss.
Yeah, it's just one of those things you're just thinking to yourself, this is so stupid.
Well, John explained it on the podcast.
Yes.
The fucking commissioners thought that that's how you break bricks, and you can't do that to a person.
Yep. And he basically just said and then I guess Lorenzo had said, John, he wanted to fight for it, and John goes, look, let's just leave that one alone. As long as we can still do it from the guard, we can still do it from any other angle. If it has a little bit of an angle this way and a little bit of an angle, that's what's great. Like when I do my podcast with Big John McCarthy, there's things that I don't know. Like people don't realize fighters don't know a lot about the rules. We think we do.
Right.
But let me just tell, I don't like to admit, because John, I don't like to admit that John's right a lot. But there's a lot of things I don't know about the actual rules. And I fought for years, man.
Right.
I mean, Joe Abbott was fighting for almost 23 years.
Also, the rules have morphed a little bit, too. What do you think about the new unified rules? Like the differences between a downed opponent now and things that you can do that you couldn't do before?
But it's not, but they're not, are they finally unified?
Nevada
have they got it?
Nevada only accept, they have a modified version of it. Nevada says you're still a downed opponent if you have one hand down.
See, for me, I feel like, I've always thought that you should be able to knee the head when you're on the ground.
Yeah.
Like if I stuff your takedown, I should be able to knee your head right there on all fours.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
Especially if you're not against the cage.
Yep.
Against the cage is the only argument against it because the guy can't move. He's stuck. That's the only thing that I can see an argument for.
Okay, I agree, but then...
Get out of there.
Yeah, get out of there. You got to move. It's just going to create more action, more excitement to the fight. That's the one thing that I liked about Strikeforce when we were fighting for Strikeforce was that we didn't allow elbows on the ground. And people like them. The reason I didn't like them is that at the time, Sean Shirk was the champ, and it was like there wasn't a lot of movement. It was like here, and he was so small. It was like bam, bam, cut guys, and the fight was stopped, or it was just got all bloody. And for the actual fan at home watching the fight, not all fans like to watch blood.
Right.
And so it's like, I want to see a good fight. I want to see guys getting starched and knocked out.
Right.
But I want to see a good fight. And so I felt like when Strikeforce didn't have elbows, you posture up, it creates more space. Lets the jiu-jitsu guy do his moves as well as try to get back to the feet. Or I can back out and try to go big ground and pound. There's a lot of things that you can, a lot of different variations.
Why would you like knees on the ground but not elbows?
Because cuts, I don't want a fight to be stopped by a cut.
Yeah, I want to see a lot of cuts. If someone's in a north-south position, you're kneeing someone in the face.
They'll be out. They'll be knocked out. Oh, that'd be different than a cut.
That's true.
Yeah, I want to see guys. Like I said, I want to see guys. I want to see fights end. Right. I want to see them end by a knockout. I mean, that's what people pay to see.
be able to use everything.
Yes,
I think knees to the ground, but also elbows. I think everything.
Got it.
Yeah, I just think that, especially the knee to the ground, like it shouldn't be okay that you shoot a takedown and then you're safe
Yeah.
Because you're on all fours. That seems crazy to me.
Yep.
Like, you're not safe. It should be that the wrestler's forced to roll to their back to avoid the knee, to get the fuck away. It doesn't make any sense that you, in the center of the octagon, you wouldn't be able to hold on and knee someone in the head.
Look, I'm a John Fitch, one of my best friends. Okay. But to watch how he fought Rory McDonald, like, for the fans' sake, it's not a fun fight to watch. Like, you grab the leg and the guy like pushes out and limp legs out, and then you chase him on your hands and knees, and you're fishing for the legs.
Right.
It's just not a fun fight, and also too, it makes us look like we don't know what the fuck we're doing.
Right.
You know, and it's like, dude, John, you're way better than that. But at the time, you also don't want to stand with Roy McDonald.
And that all changes if you allow knees to the ground.
Yes, it
does.
does.
The whole position, the whole exchange changes.
Yep, you're going to see them start sprawling, knee in the head,
Yeah.
And then the other thing as well. Look, if the wrestler is obviously there are a lot of good wrestlers in the sport, but let's just say the knee misses and he's able to grab the leg. Now he can get the takedown. So there's benefits on both sides. If the guy knees and it lands, the guy can get knocked out. But if he knees and he misses and I grab the leg and I drive into you and take you down, now I'm on top fucking you up. So there's different ways of looking at it. Like, when you sprawl, you want to get your hips back, get your legs back. So when that happens, that you've taken yourself out of the equation of really engaging in action.
Yeah.
Once you try to knee me in the head, now you're engaging back into the action where I can grab you and take you down.
Dude, I don't even think there should be a cage. How about that? I think that's the problem. I think we should do a giant basketball court-sized matted area.
You remember there was those like Kumite style fights where they had the mats that were kind of
Frank Shamrock had a
yeah,
thing.
he had that, and then somebody else tried doing it as well.
Well, the World Combat League with Chuck Norris
That's
had a version of
right.
it. And then what do they call it? The fucking Meyerowitz, the guy who started the UFC.
Bob Marowitz.
Yeah.
Marowitz.
What is it? The something Pitt? Fucking weird name. He came up with some weird name for the pit. Maybe it was like something pit fighting championships, and it was curved.
Yeah.
The whole thing was curved.
Like that. I mean, I don't know, because like, some guys kind of run a lot as it is. Like,
Right.
the
They
cage
would run
kind of
like crazy.
Yeah. You know, like,
What
if
is
you,
this?
This is Boss, the karate
Oh,
combat.
that's right. Boss Rutan's has an interesting thing. Have you seen this?
No.
World Karate Combat League, or whatever the fuck it's called. What is it called? Karate Combat?
yeah.
Just called Karate Combat? Yeah, they have like these karate fights, and they fight inside this area, but they have this elevated outside. But this is just stand-up, right? Isn't it?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, but it's interesting too, because they're wearing pants, but they're throwing low kicks and shit, and they have black belts on. Like, it's like, all right.
I wonder where this is at. This looks like it's somewhere in LA.
I don't know. Their boss is still doing commentary on that. They're morphing that, changing it. They're trying to evolve it. But
It's at
like,
Athens, Greece, actually.
that one is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, why not just do Muay Thai?